Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, but you can call me Grizzer, and this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and tidbits tied to our favorite team in the National Football League. That is, of course, the Cleveland Browns. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episode. Hopefully, this one makes the list. And to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, we are like that close to 9,000. We're like tens of people away from 9,000. When we get there, I will change the fit for one day. We'll give the orange quarter zip a rest and change up the outfit for one show. And hopefully we'll get there by Sunday. It could be the slump buster we need, right? It could change the mojo enough. We'll go out there and beat the Packers on Sunday, and we'll have you to thank. Thank you, though, everybody who has subscribed. Also, everybody who has become members of the Browns' latest Dog Pound. That is how it's supposed to work. Yes, the ball is working again, barely. And to everyone who gets their comments down in the viewer comment section. Now, coming up on today's show, which Browns player is said to be the most concerning one for the Packers heading into the game on Sunday? Also, one of the cheeseheads provided some bulletin board material for our Brownies heading into the game. Well, then, how about this? Why history says this could be a must-win game for Cleveland on Sunday. And in the viewer comments, somebody makes a prediction about my predictions. We'll find out what that's all about. But first things first, let's get you caught up on some of the headlines. Batonio didn't practice again. Back still sore. Bojorquez also still on the mend. They're trying out punters. And Bubba Ventrone said if there is a new punter, Dylan Gabriel would be the holder. But DeAndre Carter was back at practice, so the return game should be back to normal with Carter there. Schlesinger expects a very physical game with the Packers. I don't disagree, Mr. Carson. And then Quinshon Judkins was asked, hey, are you ready for a full load? And he said, he steered away from it. He just said, I'm here to do my job. We'll just leave it at that. Going to do my job. And then Grant Delpit said, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but Coach Stefanski is making everyone compliment each other in meetings and practice this week. That's where we're at now. Handing out compliments. Apparently that'll be the difference. That's what will be the spark in the offense. Niceties. So now, Tommy Rees said they want to get Flacco going early. They want to get him in a rhythm early in this game. So that's when Joe works at his best, when he's in a rhythm. But that's not who the Packers are worried about. They're worried about Quinshon Judkins. You're like, Dave, what do you mean? The guy had 10 carries the other day. It was his first game. You barely even saw him. It's part of the reason. That's why they're worried about him. Look at this from Packers Wire. They said Cleveland may make Quinshon a focal point of their offense moving forward. I would agree. But here's the thing. Green Bay's defense, although it's been swarming against the run, Judkins presents a unique challenge because there's limited tape on him. And I agree with that. And that's one of the things with rookies, especially like rookie quarterbacks. When you see these guys going ball out, especially either their whole rookie year or most of their rookie year, like you saw Jaden Daniels do it last year, you saw Stroud do it a couple of years ago, or even pitchers in baseball, right? They come up and they dominate early, and then, they after like 8 or 10 games, and then they start kind of leveling off a little bit. It's because teams get tape on you, and they have people analyzing everything, and that's why you have to continually make adjustments, no matter what sport you play. And so this could be, hey, if this is an advantage, like with Judkins, you could say the same thing about Sampson too. I don't think there's much tape on Sampson, but if this provides us an advantage heading into this game with the Packers, I'll take it because this is a really good team. And so any sort of positive note that you can get, or anything positive that you could take away and take into this game, you're going to take it and you're going to use it. And if they don't have tape on Judkins and that helps us, the big thing is they're really not sure how we want to use Judkins. They haven't seen all the facets. We've seen a little bit of Dylan, and they know we can catch the ball, but then we went away from it last week. So there are some unknowns. There are a lot of unknowns with our two running backs, and they will be a big part of the offense going forward. So if that's an advantage, Cleveland, I will take it for sure. Now, how about this? A Packer providing bulletin board material before the game. Left tackle Rasheed Walker. Now, the last time the Browns and the Packers played in the regular season, it was December 10th of 2017. The Packers won that game. That doesn't matter. It's also the year the Browns went 0-16. We ran the table in the wrong direction, going 0-16. But one Packers player was asked, can this year's Packers team run the table the way it's supposed to be run and go undefeated? And this is what Rasheed Walker said. He said, I think we can go undefeated, but this is where it gets interesting. He says, pound for pound, I look at these teams and I don't really see anyone who is better than us, honestly. Now, not just the Browns, but everybody on the Packers schedule probably perked up a little bit. Like, really? You're looking at the schedule and you don't think anybody can play with you guys? Okay. Bulletin board. So that's what I think the Brownies can use this. The Brownies can use this. Not that they don't need extra motivation heading into this game. The way the first two games have gone, especially last week, the bad taste in their mouth after being only down 10-3 at halftime. I think the Browns have this hanging up somewhere in the locker room, this little quote from Rasheed Walker, and we'll see if it comes back to bite him. Now, another thing that you have to pay attention to heading into this game is this could be a must-win game based on history. This could be a must-win game for the Browns. Why? Because we talked about 0-2 teams, right? Now, since 2020, when the playoff format expanded from 12 teams to 14, the percentage of teams to make the postseason after starting 0-2 sits at 12.2%. So since 2020, 12%. Overall, it's like 11%. But all hope is not lost. 0-2, you can still make the playoffs. Let's take a look at the list of 0-2 teams. Because the Browns aren't alone, folks, by any stretch of the imagination. Because here's your 10 winless teams going into week 3. The Dolphins, the Giants, us, the Saints, the Titans, the Jets, the Panthers, the Texans, and the mighty, mighty Chiefs, all 0-2. But here's the thing. Go 0-3, and you have a tough road to hoe. Why? Because teams that start 0-3 have just a 2.4% chance of making the postseason since 1990. So very slim hopes for teams that start a season 0-3. So, yeah, in some respects, this is a must-win. But in other respects, I say, still 2.4%. So even if you lose, we still got a 2.4% chance to make the playoffs. This is like, the first 4 weeks of the season are crazy, and it's a long, long season. A lot of things can happen, and our schedule gets easier the deeper you get into it. So a lot of things can happen, but it would be great if we could get this game at home against the Packers and get to 1-2, and then just start going forward from there. We got Detroit on the road next, but it's a big, to me, like they should treat it like a must. It's a must win. If you want to think about playoff hopes down the road, this really is a must win. Now, what's always a win is the viewer comments. And today we'll start with Mary Froggy, who says, remember we talked about Pat Shurmur yesterday and the comparison with Kevin Stefanski and how their offenses seem to be the same when you're running the ball at 6 yards a pop and you decide to throw 4 or 5 passes in a row when the game's on the line. But Mary Froggy says, Pat Shurmur is the Browns' old coach running old Browns plays. Now Kevin is running those same old plays. It's laughable. It sure seems that way sometimes, doesn't it? But this is Kevin's offense and Kevin's plays. So therein lies the problem. And things better perk up come Sunday. At 231 Bandit says, Cleveland has a junior varsity offense playbook. It's hard to argue with any of these comments when they come in because there's all of the things we've been talking about all week. Like, it was so funny. Last week, remember, it was the kicking situation. That's all we talked about was the kicker. This week, it's the offense and the play calls and the plays we're running and, and not running the ball more and throwing the ball, trying to throw the ball downfield and dropping Flacco back 8 yards, I mean, it's the offense this week. It's like every week there's something else that just was a disaster on the previous Sunday that needs to be fixed. And one week we're going to have to go through a week where we don't have to fix anything. Hopefully, maybe, we'll see. At Vaughn Graham says, bro, and this is what we teased at the top. He says, bro, every time you say your prediction, they sound stupid. You know them Browns are going to get demolished. But here's the thing, Vaughn Graham. I live in Believeland. I look for ways the Browns can win these games. Remember, I said yesterday, this game could end up 3-0. The way these two defenses play. It could come down to a 60-yard field goal for all we know, the way these defenses are. So, hey, if you got a good defense, you got a chance. Our defense has kept us in these games the first 2 weeks. Now, unfortunately, the second half, the offense, and with everything, it just came off the rails. So you can't fully put it on the defense, what happened in the second half. But it was 10-3. You held Derrick Henry to 20 yards rushing and, Burrow to 100 yards pass. I mean, come on, man. This is a legitimate defense that will keep you in games, Juan. So, yes, I do say the Browns will win this week. I do. I will say the Browns will win every week. With a defense like this, we have a chance to win every single game. And we'll end on this. Dog Pound David. Love the handle. Maybe I could have been Dog Pound Dave. Dog Pound David's already taken. But maybe I could have been Dog Pound Dave. But I do love the handle. Dog Pound David says, the brown helmets are going to bring the dog out of the offense, and we are going to whoop the Packers. There you go, Vaughn Graham. Dog Pound David lives where I live. We got the brown. We've never lost wearing the brown helmets. Remember that. We have never lost a game in the brown helmets, and we're wearing the brown helmets on Sunday. So we've got that going for us. All right, there you go. See that? Count it. Vaughn Graham, count it, book it, winner. Browns are going to win. Browns are beating the Packers. All right. Plenty more to come. Hey, we'll be here with you all weekend. Hey, the Predictor Pen will be back tomorrow. Predictor Pen, been in the shop, got it cleaned up. I think it's ready to go. It's going to make good predictions this week, and it's not going to fall apart on us. The ball is back too. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.